Alrighty, what's going on, Team Cup family? Tonight we are going to go over I feel like the biggest, most important things that we do as coaches, right? In helping more people. The way we go about doing that is we are obviously on our own journey, number one. I think we all know that is the most important thing that we possibly can do, is bettering ourselves or becoming more of who we already are, as Jennifer pointed out to me at one time, is a better way of putting it. I'm not changing, I'm just becoming more of who I already am, right? So that is extremely important, obviously, picking a program, sticking to it, and trusting the system. But then there's also the aspect of sharing that online, right? Sharing ourselves authentically so people can get to know, love, and trust us, right? But then beyond that, what do we do once people know, love, and trust us? Well, we can't assume that they're going to reach out to us, because that isn't always in fact, more often than not, that is not the way things happen. Our duty as coaches, and our duty in this opportunity to actually expand our reach and help more people, our duty is to not just inspire them, but to actually reach out and let them know that, hey, we have an opportunity for you as well. And, this stuff that I'm doing, I would love to have you and I do it together so that we can help keep each other accountable. So it's big stuff, but it's really important the way we focus on that. So what I wanted to do is just take a second tonight and kind of share with you guys a couple posts that are done really well. So we can go over, well, why are these good? What are the points about them that make them solid posts? And then go through and actually share some invites and say, okay, now why are these invites good, or how can we change them, or what might work better, or what have we noticed? And so we're all gonna be doing that. So this is gonna be interactive, guys. I'm gonna be asking you, like, hey, what does your invite look like? What does this look like? And what do we do from these points? So hopefully we can answer some questions tonight for you guys, as well as anybody watching this afterward, but also get some solid tips from everybody, right? Because I don't have the only invite that works. Deanna doesn't have the only invite that gets like, we all have ways to help people that are different. We're all going to relate to people differently. So I don't want this to be the Deanna and Justin show. Like, it's not at all how this, or the Jessica show, right? If you're on Jessica's team, right? Like, I don't want this to be that, because it can't be that. It's got to be the team show. So we all have to be interactive together and work this as a team. So I'm just going to facilitate this. I'm going to go through it, and then you guys, I'm going to be asking for your input on this. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I want to show you one post. Sorry, I've got an itch in the middle of my back that I can't reach, and it is like, well, that's driving me nuts. So I'm going to go share my screen real quick. I want to start with posts. I'm going to show you a post today that got really solid traction, and I want you to look at it, and then when I come back, Jen, Jessica, I don't want you to tell me, you guys, or Deanna, you three don't get to speak on this right now, sorry, because you will know why this is solid and why it gets good traction. Cassandra, Justice, Angie, I will be asking you guys this question, okay? So hold on, let me share my screen real quick, and I want you to look at the post, take a second, and then we'll come back to the video here. So hold on one second. Let me, oops, sorry, hold on. Share screen, okay. Now you guys, and let me go here. Whoops. Sorry guys, oh, does anybody see what I'm doing here? Maybe, I think I might know somebody that might see what I'm doing here. Oh, she's like, oh my gosh.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, but it's all good. This is why. Okay, so I want you guys to take a second. And let me scroll down here. Why am I only seeing this? How long ago was it? Okay. Sorry guys, I could have had this set up beforehand and I failed at that.
Where did it go? It's just from this morning.
I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But sometimes I wonder if it gets locked down here because, okay.
No, it wouldn't do it based
here. I'm just gonna,
yeah.
That wasn't it though. This is so weird. You didn't hide it or anything, did you, Cassandra?
Nope. Nope, not that I know of.
Maybe refresh your screen, babe.
Oh, okay, here we go. So I want you guys to look at this right here, this post. I want you to read it, and then when you're done, just say okay. Everybody done reading it?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm going to come back here. Okay, so who can tell me why that post is such a solid way of sharing the journey, and why? Obviously, it got traction, right? But it's not so much just about that. Why do you think that post is relatable and it shows the story so well? Anybody? Justice, what's up?
So if I were to like picture myself as somebody not doing this program and I were to be scrolling through my feed, I think what would stop me is the first sentence is how she says she has a pit in her stomach. So this is something that's hard for her to do, and then she just goes in it and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna kick the fear in the face. This is what my results are, and I'm so proud of my, you know, like she is just real and honest, and I think that's like really what would grab my attention as a viewer.
Awesome, so true. Angie, what are your thoughts? Why do you think that post works well?
I think, can you hear me?
Yep.
I just think, yeah, it was real and she was honest about it.
Totally.
Yeah. You can
Cassandra,
tell she wasn't being fake about it.
say it again.
You know, she wasn't coming from a fake place, like, you know, it was like, I don't know. How do you want to say it?
You're like, why are you talking to me right now? Put you on the spot. Cassandra, why did you feel led to share it that way? What did you want to make? Anything that you wanted to make sure you did or didn't do or anything like that?
I don't know that I really thought about it too much. It was just an instant kind of feeling I had in my heart, like, okay, here we go. I mean, the reason that I stalked Deanna for how long? 2 years? 3 years maybe? Is because everything was normal. It didn't seem, I enjoyed watching her post and watching you guys post as a couple and watching you guys do the things that you do. And then it was like an instant feeling like you gotta just do it. And if I didn't do it in that moment, I would sit and think on it all day and probably find a reason not to. So I just kind of typed it. My hands were all sweaty. I was like, oh God, here we go. And then I just pushed post. And after that, I'm like, all right, walk away. And then lo and behold, it's what, 6 o'clock and there's over 90 responses. I didn't even, I'm blown away. Like I still don't even really know what to say.
It's well played. It was scary and that's part of it. Okay, Jess, Jennifer, guys, chime in here. What makes that such a well done post?
It was short.
Okay. Yeah.
She didn't use any of the product words and names. I liked that. And like Justice said, you know, the mentioning of the "this is making me sick" part, because that is the truth.
Yep. Exactly. You guys hit them all on the head. Like that's the absolute point of what we do. When you're raw and honest and vulnerable, you're going to get this comes off in almost like a bad way. And I don't mean it to come across like this. It's not like we're trying to get somebody, right? Or get traction or something like that. But when you're raw and honest and vulnerable, you touch people in a different way. People read it. They get it immediately, right? Like when you're being true to yourself, people get that absolutely immediately. Like they don't think twice about it, right? And I noticed that in that particular post, you know what nobody said? Nobody said anything about the photos. You notice that? No one said anything about the photos. And it's not to say that the photos did not stand out, and it's not to say that you did not get solid results and that the photos don't tell a story with themselves. It has nothing to do with it. But what it does have to do with is that the photos are not going to be the deciding factor on whether or not you are able to relate to people. It is not about the before and after photos. They're great, and progress photos are going to be proud of, but they are not the reason that people are going to connect with you. They're going to be what stops people. Any photo that has any sort of grip to it, has good lighting and is visually pleasing, things like that. If people are going to stop, they're going to stop at that photo. Then they're going to read what you say. And what you say is what's going to allow people in that copy. What you say is going to allow people to relate and feel touched by you and get to know, love, and trust you. It's not actually the before and after photos 99% of the time. That's just what gets people to stop and look and read what you're saying. But if she had those same photos and she wrote, oh my gosh, guys, I'm telling you what, 80 Day Obsession is on sale this month and it's absolutely epic and I'm totally getting good results. What do I need to get you to do to buy this program for me today? People would throw up, pass on, and nobody would say a thing about it. It's gross because nobody wants that, right? Like nobody's inspired by that. Nobody wants to hear it. It's what she said and the way she shared it and the way she was being honest and vulnerable. That's what got 90 people or 90 responses. That's what got people to stop and go, oh my gosh, this is inspiring, right? And that's what is so important. That's like one of the biggest things that I think. Obviously, the photo is important, but not important, like I said, from the standpoint of it's what inspires people. The photo is important in the fact that you get somebody to stop, scroll in their feed, right? Like that's what they're there for. The image is really just a stop sign so that people will pay attention to what you're actually sharing. And then everything else is about the way you share your story and what you're being honest and telling about. But also, Cassandra, I use yours as an example right now because it's good, but it's also fresh. It's immediate, like we just saw it, right? Justice, the video that you did the other day was epic, was amazing. I would share that, but I can't go through the whole video right now and let everyone listen to it just for time's sake. But it's the same kind of thing. It was a solid video, and it was just him being honest and open and just sharing truly what he was thinking, right? And being truly honest. You know, Angie, you've done the same thing. Like I've seen all of you guys do these particular posts or this style of posting. So really the point in putting that out there and just saying, okay, guys, walk through it and tell me what's great about it wasn't because you guys don't know how to post necessarily, right? But it was to really bring focus as to what makes a solid story shared versus just posting to post. And the more you share those moments and that uncomfortable stuff that makes you want to be sick to your stomach. Jen said it today because she did it today. Cassandra had the same issue today, right? The more we share those things, Deanna had one the other night, had nothing to do with fitness at all, right? It was just sharing her story about her father passing away, you know, sharing that. Tons of people relate to the moment or relate to you, and they see you as a person and as a human. And then as they relate to you, they begin to trust you. And that's what this is all about. We all know that we're not lying to anybody in what we're doing. None of this is lies. It's the hard work. I'm going to make you do a workout that's not easy and eat nutrition that's not always easy and fuel your body with real, true health, right? None of this stuff is easy. I'm not going to pretend like there's something that I'm just going to sell you some snake oil. You drink it and you're going to get skinny and healthy. It's not true. So I need you to trust that when I tell you that you believe that it's true, right? The only way I'm going to get you to do that is through sharing stuff like what Cassandra shared, sharing stuff like what Angie has shared in the past, what all of you guys have shared. We all get it. But does everybody fully understand the importance of that? Like, does that really ring home for understand, like, why it's so important? Does that make sense to everybody? Totally. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about posting or how to post or anything along those lines?
No.
Everybody kind of gets that? Okay. Does anybody have anything they want to share about posting? Things that have worked for them that they feel good about, or anything that they've experienced, or is there anything that you've seen on somebody else's page that made you really feel like, ooh, that was solid. I like that. Deanna, you can share too.
Sorry, I just licked my, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just licked my thumb and I have jalapeno juice on it. I was like, whoa! Okay.
I was like, why is your face like that?
Because I was like, woo! So one of the things I was going to share, because this is something that I've had to, one of the cool things about coaching is you get to evolve over time, right? So what you're doing now is probably not what you're going to be doing 6 months from now, because you're going to be learning and growing and things like that. But one of the things that was really hard for me is I would, not have a problem inviting people or like publicly inviting people, talking about my challenge groups and stuff like that. But I really struggled at first with sharing my face. So I would share like, inspirational posts or quotes or things like that. And it didn't really get people to stop and read what I had to say, because, you know, it's like, oh, it's just more words, right? So I really found the importance of sharing your face. And what I did when I was a newer coach is I would find those things that were inspiring to me, those inspirational quotes, but I would use my face, or I might take a photo off center and then I put the quote right here. So, you know, if it's something that you really want to share, let people see your face, because that's truly what is going to have people connect with you. And so it's really important to always share a photo, and to always try to share your face, because, you know, having people see your eyes, having people see your smile, is what's really going to have people connect with you. Even though I know in the beginning it's hard, but it's really impactful.
Oh, no, absolutely is. I mean, think about like going to like think about just meeting somebody new at a party or something, right? Like, imagine you walk in a party and it's a masquerade party and everybody's got masks on. It's really hard to trust somebody that you just meet, because you can't see anything visually. Like, we put so much emphasis on eyes, and that's why eye contact is so important in the conversation, right? Like, we put so much emphasis on that. There's nothing changes when we're online. It's the same thing. You learn to trust people through the way that you see them visually, right? And then what they're doing. But we don't learn to trust people. Like, if I did this every time I talk, I guarantee it would take them forever if they ever did trust me, if they never saw me. And if you go to anybody's page where you never see anything about them, if you don't know them, I guarantee you it's a lot harder to really connect with them if you ever get to a place where you trust them. But if you see somebody where you see them all the time and you see their life and what they're doing and they're just sharing honestly, you're going to walk through a couple posts and you're going to connect and you're going to trust in what they say. And that's really what our goal 100% is to do. I want to go through some invites with everybody so that we can get some feedback, kind of throw that little invite ball around and kind of see where everybody lands. So I'm going to share an invite that I use, and then I would love it if you guys would be open to sharing, and you can't share your screen. So I'll share my screen so people can see it. And then, so I'll share it. And then if you guys can just be like, I would love to hear your guys' feedback. When you see that, you know, when you read this, what do you think? What comes to your mind? How does it make you feel? Do you love it? Hate it? I would never use it. Like, what are your honest feelings about it? And then I wanted to kind of share theirs too, so you can walk through that process. Is that okay for everybody? Everybody good? Raise your hand if you're good with that. Everyone's cool? Okay. So I'm going to share mine, the one that I use real quick for most people. I will preface this by saying usually have a conversation with somebody before I send this to them, even if it's just it's not always in a private message though. So sometimes it's a cold message, first message I've ever sent to anybody or to this person, but I've commented on stuff on their page and there's usually a little bit of interaction between us commenting. So then I'll move to share screen again here. Oh, I don't know if I can actually, tell me if you guys can see. I don't know if it'll open. Okay, can you guys see that? Give me a thumbs up, Deanna, if you can see that. Okay. Let's see. The one. Okay, so this is the one that I typically use, right? And it literally says, hey, this is totally random and I have no idea if you're interested or not, but my wife and I are starting a private online health and fitness group with some really cool folks. I'm stoked about it, and I'm looking for more folks to join this. You think you or anyone you know would be interested in jumping in with us? I send that all the time to people. So I want to go through you guys and just give me your honest feedback. Like, how do you feel about it? Love it, hate it? I would do this, I would change this. What are your thoughts? Anybody?
I like that you put, I always forget about the you or anybody else you know part. I always forget that part. So that is what I looked at right away. I was like, oh, yes, yes.
Is there anything you change about it? You're muted.
I just noticed that. It's so loud here. I'm always like, mute, mute, mute. I don't think so, because the things about it that I like are things that I sometimes screw up on. Like, it's short, you know, it's quick, it gives just enough information. I would probably add like dude and things like that, but that's because that would be how I would sound.
Yeah.
Maybe a mistake, 4 or 5 emojis. I don't know.
So raise your hand if you have something that you feel like just hearing that. Imagine that I'd only talked to you on on Facebook, how would and I sent you that message, and we never reacted or never corresponded in messages before. What would you change about that? Anybody have anything that they would change that would make that feel a little bit warmer to them, if that makes sense? And I'm not going to be offended, guys. Like, I want the feedback, right?
I think
We
it
all
just
need
depends
feedback.
on who you're talking to. You can personalize it to people that you know, right? I mean, it's going to sound maybe a little bit more warmer to people that you know, and then keeping it that way if it's somebody you don't necessarily know that well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do you feel like it sounds cold?
No, I like the fact that it makes it sound like the options up, like it's up to me. It's open-ended. It's not like you're forcing something like, you have to join this group. You're gonna love it. This is perfect for you. I know that, they're not like presumptuous, I guess.
Awesome.
I like that it's open-ended. Like I have the option to answer.
So you don't feel pressured by it at all?
No,
Good. Anybody else have any feedback on it? Okay. Who has the guts that wants to read an invite that they use, or maybe the way that they've invited somebody? Jessica?
I use one of yours.
It's kind of unfair considering I send them all to new coach and be like, use this. So it's probably going to be.
Oh, I don't know.
So some of the, like this one, this is to people like I've been kind of interacting with on Instagram, but maybe that I don't have a specific thing to like, I just mentioned doesn't sound terrible, because to a lot of people this sounds terrible.
Okay, so this is something you send to Instagram people?
Well, yeah, or Facebook. It doesn't matter. Somebody that maybe that I've interacted a lot on posts, but like you said, haven't sent them a private message yet. That way it's like they probably have interacted with me at this point, and we clearly have things in common because here's one that I send to people that I have interacted with. Like this one was, I have Star Wars in this one, but I could change that to whatever it is, because those people, we've been interacting in Instagram, but and we have things in common, and they know that already. Like they look at it and they're like, yes, we do. I know, we've talked about it.
So I'm going to read this one first, because honestly, I don't know if people, when I record this, if they can actually see this chat.
Oh, that's right. I can read it.
Okay, so read the first one.
Dude, I've got to have you in my little private group I'm putting together. It would be so fun to have you with us. Your energy is amazing. We'll basically work on getting workouts in and eating well, supporting each other, stuff like that. Sound fun at all? Sound terrible? LOL. Either way, no worries if not. What are your thoughts? Question, little guy, thoughtful guy.
Thoughtful guy.
And then the next one is very similar, but it's to somebody that I can tell, or that I've been interacting with, that I know we have stuff in common. So I add in more like, I love your style, and we clearly have a ton in common. I don't know, this will sound like an awful idea to you. Crying, laughing guy. But I'm putting together a little private group to start in 2 weeks, where we'll be working on getting workouts in. Same thing, cleaning up the nutrition. Is that something to be open to? Sound terrible? I want more Star Wars girls in there with me. Ha, seriously though, no worries if not. Thoughts? So it sounds like the way I talk.
Yeah.
And that one was more specific to somebody that is very into Star Wars too. But I'm kind of trying to like keep it light, keep it kind of funny. Also touch on some of the things we might have in common. But it's a little long. Like I look at yours, I'm like, ooh, how long? Anyway.
So does anybody have any feedback, any thoughts on that? Anything that they love or they would change or what?
Don't be afraid.
Yeah. I know it can be really scary. It's like putting people on the spot and be like,
I'm all about changing things. Like the thing that I like about this is the thing that Deanna mentioned earlier. I've not necessarily changed, but like Jen said, I'm more myself and I'm able to express myself better. And the only way that's happened is by, having people like Justin and Deanna or Jen to be able to like go, oh, that sounds dumb or whatever, like change that, it's too long, whatever it is, So I think that does really help us. And if you're ever struggling, message your invites to us or message whatever, we can look at it and maybe come up with ways that it can, be a little better. I don't know.
Absolutely. Jenna, what are your thoughts on it?
No, those are popsicles.
Yes.
No, I think it's good because the thing that I really like is that, there isn't one perfect way to invite. You know me, I'm very squirrely, so I like shorter the better. But, if you've got a relationship and it's letting your personality show, the only thing I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence. Like on one hand, I don't, like I would say, don't say, oh, does that not sound fun? But then it is kind of lighthearted and fun. And like, it's cool. It's totally cool if it's not your jam, right? Like,
yeah, and I've gotten some good. I've almost feel like in some ways it's helped to get like responses back, even if the response is, well, it kind of does sound terrible, but tell me more about it. I mean, that's usually what they say. You know what I mean? Like something like, or they don't always say it sounds terrible. Most of the time they say it sounds amazing, but.
Right. So no, I mean, I think that's great then, because that's why I was like, oh, but then I was like, well, no, it can. Like,
well, and if somebody's getting bombarded with network marketing messages, maybe it sounds bad when they read it. Like, I don't know, but at least, whatever. That's just something recent. I just been kind of playing around with, like, that's like a really awful time. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's something that's great to share too. Is our invitations again are going to continue evolving. Like how we invited 4 years ago isn't how we invited 3 years ago, isn't it? Like, I mean, there's months that every month I'll change my invite. You just kind of play around with things and see what works and things like that. So I love that you're so open and willing to making those shifts and going, okay, well, let's try this. Let's just, like we always say, throw shit at the wall. I'm good at that. I'm like, hey, let's see if this works. If not, no biggie. No, I'm not going to freak out. It's just like,
I've been following your lead on that. I've been totally like, you know what I'm going to try today? This, like, it might not work, but we'll see what happens.
You're like, nope. Yep. Nope. Okay. Let's combine these two. Let's see that. Yeah.
And awesome. You know what? Like the thing, like about the whole changing thing, and then I'll stop talking because I know that can go on forever. But like, I saw Deanna's post that I know it wasn't like she's trying to score likes. It was her heart that she shared about in that post about your dad. And Jen's post today, I saw them both in the same like 20 minutes, and the changes in those people's ability to share with others is so massive. And all that really shifted was they are much better at expressing their heart to other people. And what I like about even just looking at Cassandra's post today and watching Justice as brand new coaches being very vulnerable right from the start, because the sooner you guys can tap into that and learn how to share that effectively, you're going to jump to levels ahead that other coaches are going to suffer with when they're trying to look like the same person as somebody else. So anyway, that's all I had to say about that.
Fully. I'm going to make one thing that I see about. I love your invites always, because you get it right. But there's one thing that I might, and I'll tell you why. There's one thing I might actually change about that one. And let me pull it back up. So the very first one where you're like, dude, I've got to invite you to this private little group and put them together, right? And then you talk about it. Here's what's going to happen. Just like you said, people are going to respond and say, tell me more about this group. So since we already know we're going to get that answer, then what I'd probably do is I would probably actually shorten it a little bit and just say, dude, I got to invite you to my little private health and fitness accountability group that I'm putting together. It would be so fun to have you, yada, 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 all that stuff. And then ignore we basically work out and get results and being well and support each other and stuff like that.
I'm going to take that out right now. Yeah, no, I like that, because it's kind of like, I'm going to have to kind of explain it again anyway. And
yeah, right. So just cut that out and go straight to that anyway. And it's going to, well, what is it? Maybe somebody that doesn't know what it is might get them to ask. And then they might go, oh, well, I would have just said no because they're just not eating healthy. But by asking you, it allowed you to actually explain it a little bit in more depth. And wait a minute, actually that does sound kind of cool. Maybe I would be open to that.
So should I take out, because in the first part of it, I just say private group. I didn't say fitness accountability group, because there's something about that phrase that kind of bothers me. So I've been trying to like work around having to say fitness accountability group. I don't know why, it just bothers me. I never say fitness in my whole life ever. So I was trying to avoid that. But should I say something like that, like workout accountability, fitness accountability group?
Does it sound better to say Does it say? So, yes. If you're gonna take out the second part, then it's got
Right. You got to put something in.
so broad.
Right. Yeah.
But what about like health?
Online. Yeah.
Oh,
Fitness.
yeah, what about-
fitness? I hate fitness and journey. I hate that word too.
Yeah, it's very much a tag word. No, journey especially. I hear you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Okay, so we already know what Cassandra's invites look like because I basically just read it to you, I think. In mine, because she's using the same one. She is coachable. This girl is coachable. I will tell you that. I sent her, so she's like, I sent it, which is amazing. Angie, I'm going to throw you under the bus right now. I'm not really throwing you under the bus, but I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit. Are you willing to read what an invite would look like before you invite somebody?
Huh?
Do you have an invite that you're using right now?
Not like not really. I pretty much know people that I'm talking to. Like if they like my post, I'll say something like, oh, I saw that you liked my post and would you be interested in doing something like I'm doing or like joining me in doing it?
Awesome. And how is it working for you? Are you feeling comfortable doing that or?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple people that had coaches, but it was like a random coach that they got picked or whatever, and they never talked to the coach. So I got 2 people that changed coaches to me. And then my friend, she's getting back from Mexico next week, so she's going to join me in meal prepping and join the 80-day thing. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people are doing the gym, and they don't like working out at home. But
awesome point. So for everybody, just so we know, I feel like John and I both perpetuated that theory about Beachbody for a long time, and we're really trying to push past it now because it's really not true. We want to start trying to show more that Beachbody is seen as an at-home workout. It's not. It's just something that you also can do at home, as well as you can do it at the gym or on vacation or whatever. So I think actually breaking through that myth that it's all about just at-home workouts and making people realize, dude, you got Beachbody on demand. Dion and I are looking at joining Planet Fitness so that we can go out, because in some ways it is easy to do something like 80-day obsession or like one of the weight training workouts when you've got more space and more gym equipment there to do it with. It just means that I get a little personal trainer in my pocket, so I don't have to think about what I do when I go to the gym. I already know what to do, and I have a nutrition plan to follow. So it's not something that's just specific to at home. It's something that we can do at home as well as have the ability to do it at the gym or anywhere else. Justice, what do you got?
Okay, so like adding on to that, like when people want to learn more about it, I don't like to push that it's, just an at-home like workout. Like I definitely go off of what you said before and how really I push how versatile the program is where you can literally do it everywhere. Because I have somebody that is trying out the Beachbody and they do it at the gym. They're like, no, there's no way I'm not going to be able to do it at home. Like I personally have to go out to a gym and I have to be there in order to work out. And I said,
I've completely done that too. I've totally changed the way I say it since Justin pointed that out.
Yep, absolutely.
I think that's awesome, Justice. I love that you're doing that. And that's the thing is, Angie, I have done that for so long. I've always said that. And then it was just like, why am I doing that? All of a sudden I was like, why do I say it's at home? It's not only at home, but it's such a kind of a tagline for Beachbody for so long because it was at DVD, right? You only had DVDs, so you did them at home. But now we get to talk to everybody, which is the incredible thing about Beachbody On Demand. We have that ability to be able to help people anywhere. They're not going to drag a TV and a DVD player to the gym, right? But they'll take their phone. Like, this is perfect. So I think keeping that just in our minds, all of us, I'm not just speaking to you at all, but all of us, keeping that in our minds is really, really important. Let's go through one more invite, and then I'll let you guys go. But I just wanted to kind of go through these because it's probably one of the hardest, scariest things especially for new coaches or for seasoned coaches. And it's one of the most important things that we do, So Justice, what do your invites look like right now?
Okay, so to be quite honest, like I have a really hard time with messaging random people. My big thing right now is going for the people that I'm interacting with, and like I'll send occasionally a few messages to people that I've never really interacted with before, and in that case I use the ones that you did, like, hey, this is totally random, and then go from there. But as far as like people that I've been interacting with, I like to talk about, like things that we haven't caught up on and just kind of catch up. And then I thank them for all the positivity and encouragement that they've shown through my posts. And and usually I say, and I'd love to invite you to an online accountability group, because what I've noticed so far with that, with saying the online accountability group, is people are like, that's the biggest thing that I have struggles with, is I get motivated to do it for maybe, 2 or 3 weeks, and then I have no motivation. And so a lot of people are liking that idea of an accountability group.
I think that's huge.
And so I found a lot of success in that. So yeah, I say that I want to invite them to that, and that if it's something that they'd be interested in, I'd love to tell them more about it.
And how do you feel like the responses have been to that? Do you feel like good?
Yeah, they've been pretty good so far. As far as the messaging, the random people, I haven't gotten too many good responses back on that. Usually they'll read it and they'll just kind of sit on it, and I'll try and kind of refresh within. I usually wait about a week or so and be like, hey, I don't want to leave you out. And I've gotten a few responses after that, but other than that, I'm still sitting on that little scene icon, which kind of brings me down just a little bit, but then I'm like, eh.
That is so normal though. I mean, you're gonna, in your career as a coach over years, you're gonna reach out to so many people. And so many of those people, you're not going to be really, it's going to be not random, but it's going to be somebody that you don't have a lifelong friendship with, right? In fact, the people you have a lifelong friendship with are going to run out pretty quickly, So you're going to be dealing with people that you don't have a really, from online, but you don't have, so they're going to be a little bit more quote unquote kind of random. And it's fine. The point is you're just going to reach out to a lot of them, and you're going to be talking to a lot of them. And sometimes it's going to take them just a little bit longer before you get to know, love, and trust you.
Right.
When they do, they might be open to it, or they might not be. Either way is whatever, But the key is just getting out of our own way and not letting that hold us back from inviting somebody, because our goal is not to try to talk them into something, as we know. It's just to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'd love to have you there. Cool. Otherwise, not. But how do you know if they're going to say yes until you ask? Nobody knows. And we don't get the opportunity to take, to keep that opportunity in our mouth for them, because that's our goal, is to help as many people as possible. Then we got to talk to as many people as possible. It just kind of goes hand in hand. Deanna, do you have anything that you want to share? Or anybody have any questions? I don't want to just dictate this thing. Anybody have any questions at all? Yeah, Deanna, do you have anything you want to share? No? Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to share before I let you guys go? Okay. All righty then. Okay, so back to it. I still have the numbers written on what you guys are gold for, or what your goals were for, well, not for everybody, but for some of us. So this month, I know that invites have got to be high, talking to people, having conversations, creating relationships. So if you guys have any questions, what I would say is, if you send out an invite and somebody responds and you don't know what to say, this is the perfect time to screenshot that on your phone. If you've got an iPhone, it's, well, depending on which one it is, it's either the home button and the top button at the same time screenshots it, or if it's a 10, it's the bottom side button, or the top side button, the two side buttons. And I don't know what it is on other phones, but screenshot it, put it in the message thread we have going on that this link was put in, and ask people what their opinion is. How would you respond to it? So we can start working together as a team to figure out how to kind of lead people through those interactions and conversations. And otherwise, get out of our way and go for it. Invite people. It's really that straightforward. The people that are, when you're posting something and you're vulnerable, Jen, Cassandra, today specifically, you guys, these are the perfect people to, hey, thank you for the love on that post. I really, truly appreciate it. Please, and understand that you should thank them. They went out of their way to text something to you. So thank you for the love on that post. And then, hey, I don't know about you, but this is a big deal to me, and it's hard for me to stay accountable. I need all the help I can get. I don't know if you'd be interested, but I'd love to have you join me in this. We can do this together. It sounds like anything you want to do, and throw those invites out there, because those are the people that are already interacting and they already have your back. And it'd be a perfect place to let them know what you've got going on. You know what I mean? All right. If there's no other questions, I'll let you guys go. Everybody, I appreciate your time tonight. I appreciate the short notice. You guys have a good night. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.